Center is already in the on board, Christine Ceblano. So to formal start, good day everyone. This is Evangelista again from the Asia eHealth Information Network. Welcome to this month's AeHIN Hour, our network's online learning and sharing session that happens every second Wednesdays and fourth Fridays of the month, 3 p.m. Philippines time. We are broadcasting from the National Telehealth Center in the Philippines, but today, at this very moment, we are here at the south of the country, being participants and documentary rapporteur at the Leadership and Ownership Forum on Health Information Systems here in Mindanao. So Mindanao is the second biggest group of islands in the Philippines, and our and if you are encountering problems, just like what we're having a while ago, please log out the session and rejoin the meeting room immediately. Your mic will be muted during the meeting, and if you have questions, you can type it in the chat box, or I would highly suggest that you use your microphone to raise your question. And after our meeting, do not forget to accomplish the evaluation survey of this AeHIN Hour. Once you accomplish it, we can send you more information, readings, and other resources on our topic today about OpenMRS and DHIS2. And lastly, please stand by for our photo-taking session so we can document your virtual presence in this AeHIN Hour. That photo-taking session will just be in a form of opening your webcam and smiling before us so that we can document your presence in our AeHIN Hour, and we can inform our colleagues or counterparts in our region that we have this activity. So if you are ready to participate, let's start the session by knowing our speaker this afternoon. Our speaker, Christine Ceblano, is a clinical nurse in training and at the same time a health informatics professional pursuing a Master's of Science in Health Informatics at the University of the Philippines, Manila. Currently, she is Research Associate at the National Telehealth Center, where her work involves developing software and applications for the Community Health Information Tracking System, the first electronic medical record for government health facilities in the country. She is also instrumental in developing the RX Box, a biomedical device capable of transmitting physiological signals, and is also integrated with the Community Health Information Tracking System. Recently, she has participated in the Forum Informatika Kesahatan Indonesia last April 22 to 24, and we're very glad that she will be extending her discussion on the District Health Information System 2 that she had in Indonesia today in this AeHIN Hour. We are very happy also that that trip that she went along with Dr. Alvin Gavino, one of our AeHIN members, and Dr. Bunchai Kijsanayoti from Thailand, our co-chair, is funded by our network. And the World Health Organization Southeast Asian Regional Office and the Western Pacific Regional Office. So without further ado, I am giving now the floor to our presenter and speaker this afternoon, Christine Ceblano. Christine?
Hi, Ali. Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Before I start, Ali, how can I share my screen?
You click that your share my desktop button.
Okay, thanks.
There, we're now seeing your screen now.
Okay.
But before we start, I think while you're fixing your screen, maybe we could have an introduction from our participants, because we are very privileged to have with us Bob Joliffe from the author of DHIS2. So I would unmute him and the other participants who can introduce themselves in this meeting room. So before we start our session, let's have an introduction. So go ahead, Bob.
Oh, do you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Good. Hi, my name is Bob. I'm not the author of the DHIS2, but I am one of the developers on it. What I did do working with HISP India about a year or two back was to create a OpenMRS module for communicating between OpenMRS and DHIS2. And I think this is what Christine and her team have taken and taken to much greater heights than I had originally planned. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have been doing.
Okay, thank you very much. Pardon for that. Bob, as you said, is part of the team who created, who developed the DHIS2. Thank you very much, Bob. We'll be looking forward to hear more of your input later in this meeting. We also have here in our meeting room Chen Li from China, and arriving is Eni Rakamani from Indonesia. Now I will unmute Ms. Fatima Udin to give her introduction about herself. Go ahead, Fatima. Hi, Fatima. You're all already unmuted.
There's some problem in the mic.
But we can hear you very well.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, very well, very clear.
Okay, and this is Fatima Udin from Bangladesh. I'm working with GIZ Bangladesh and with the Health Ministry. I knew Bob because we are working with the DHIS2, and now recently we start OpenMRS for Ministry of Hospitals. So hi all.
Thank you very much, Fatima. So we will hear more of Fatima's input also in our meeting this afternoon. We also have here Ika Novita from Indonesia and Jai from India. Jai, do you have a microphone? Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello.
Hi, Jai. Go ahead.
Hello. This is Jai, working as a project coordinator for Hospital Information Systems. I represent a public charitable trust that is engaged in a wide range of health information technology applications in India.
Okay, thank you very much. We also have with us Dr. Jakir Masood from Bangladesh. Hello, Dr. Jakir. Hello. Hello, Dr. Jakir. Are you on board? So we'll have more of Dr. Jakir in a while. So also have here from Bangladesh our regular attendee in our AeHIN Hour, Muhammad Ullah from GIZ. Muhammad, you can go ahead and give your introduction.
Hi everyone, this is me, Mohammedullah from Bangladesh. I'm also working in GIZ. My responsibility is to customize DHIS2 for the Ministry of Health, and last year I started working with customization of OpenMRS for 3 hospitals in Bangladesh. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. We also have Praveen from Nepal. So Praveen, go ahead and introduce yourself to our team this afternoon. Hello, Praveen.
This is Praveen from Nepal, and I'm working for Regional Hospital, Kathmandu University Hospital, and I'm looking after the monitoring and evaluation part, and we are trying to use DSIS for aggregated reporting, and OpenMRS will be used as an EMR for our outreach centers. Outreach centers are the rural health centers we have run directly by our hospital. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We also have here Pramesh by Valia. I think Pramesh is from India. Pramesh, you can make introduction. Hello, Pramesh. Hello. I think he's still fixing his audio. We go back to him in a while. We also have here Roshan Kesahatan from Sri Lanka.
Hi everyone, I'm Roshan. I'm from Sri Lanka. We are also working on DHIS specially tracker, and I'm also interested in interoperability, especially messaging based interoperability with HL7.
Okay, thank you. So I think we're going to start. We also have here our chair, the chair of Asia eHealth Information Network, Dr. Alvin Marcelo. Dr. Alvin, I hope you could give a first minute to say hi to our inside our meeting. Hello, Dr. Alvin.
Yes, yeah. Good afternoon. Go ahead. Was there a question? Sorry, I was setting up my audio.
Okay. So Dr. Alvin is still fixing his audio. So just to say that our chair is on board. So Dean, you can go ahead and work on the presentation now. Dean, maybe you should make your show my desktop.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
There.
Okay. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Very well and very clear.
Okay. Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Christine A. Ceblano from the National Telehealth Center, and today I'm about to discuss about optimizing HIS, or Health Information System, initiative works for the integration of OpenMRS and DHIS2. So before I proceed, I'd like first to give some scenario regarding how can we apply certain things, or how can we visualize more the integration from the OpenMRS to the DHIS, or the interoperability. So just to share this small comics, receiving information from predominant life forms on planet, from the history, ancient history, from dinosaurs, different era, and then they came the different systems, defensive systems, Autobots, and then there's now the transformation for the different robots. But based on this comics, what movie or what movie do you remember about this strip or something? Hello? Well, it's about Transformer. So, just like a Transformer, we can gather several power, or we can get certain amount of help from automating something from OpenMRS and then to the DHIS. So I just would like to share this person, why I chose Transformers, because one of the writer from Transformer is Bob Budiansky, who shared much of the scripts from the Transformer. So if there is the Bob Bujansky from the Transformers, of course, there's one, we must acknowledge this person from the University of Oslo. He's actually the original author of the integration module, or the DHIS2 integration module, reporting module. And he's actually one of the participants here in this webinar. So, this is Bob Jolliffe. Okay, hi Sir Bob. So Bob Jolliffe is one of the experts when it comes to the integration of the DHIS2 and the OpenMRS. And because of his work and together with his teammates like Saptarshi Perkayasta, then we were able to get those information and some help to customize what we need here in the Philippines. So just a background or scenario of how we apply the integration, or how we are applying this integration from the OpenMRS to the DHIS. Just visualize that we have this certain electronic medical record in the Philippines. It's called CHITS. CHITS is the Community Health Information Tracking System. It's actually the first electronic medical record for government health facilities, or the local health center in the Philippines, and it is what we're using and being developed by the National Telehealth Center. Actually, it is the brainchild of Dr. Herman Tolentino and, of course, our very own Dr. Alvin Marcelo, who created or made this electronic medical record system way back in 2004 in the Philippines. Although it started using PHP before, but now it's now using the OpenMRS. So why do we change, or we shifted from the PHP version to the OpenMRS? Just like in your different countries here in Asia or in other countries like in Nepal, in Ireland, Norway, OpenMRS has been very much popular because of what its features for us. So just a brief backgrounder, OpenMRS started in 2004. The different institutions like Legion Street Institute, Partners in Health, and South African Medical Research Council, the different institutions collaborated and together made this medical record system to strengthen the collection or the data gathering and for information for health in Africa. And now it's almost spread worldwide. Just look at this map. So there are at least 40 countries worldwide is documented, but I think there are more than 50. So next. Yes.
Can you please customize your screen so that we could see it more?
You can see my screen.
I guess that you can have it in your desktop.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I can see your screen. We can see your screen, but it would be best to will maximize your screen.
Okay.
Just maximize it so that we could see the entire screen.
Can you see now the maximized version, Ali? Yes.
That's bigger.
Okay, thank you. So now that we have the OpenM medical record system, which gathers the patient level data, there's been some initiative from the PhilHealth, it's the health insurance here in the Philippines, who wanted to track the health data or the different statistics, so they can have better decisions in terms of their numbers and universal coverage they intended. So PhilHealth decided, Dr. Alvin Marcela decided to use also the DHIS2, which is a system or a tool for the aggregate data, especially famous for health, but can also be used in other purposes. So just the track. DHIS2, I think you're already aware that it's already spread worldwide also. And the same as the OpenMRS and same as the CHIS started the development for DHIS2 in 2004. And at least more than 40 countries now, not just 30, which is documented. And then it's been under the initiative also of the University of Oslo, like Sir Bob Jolliffe and Sotarji and John Brock. So they also have the Society Health Information Systems Program, who manages those HISP or those DHIS2 and other projects worldwide. They have the HIS India, HIS Luba, from the different regions in the world. So I think we are now aware of those backgrounds of the DHIS2 and OpenMRS. So I will not discuss more about them and focus more on I promise that I'll discuss the theoretical and the practical. So since my theme of presentation is more on transformers, for the theoretical part, I use the abbreviation transformers. Any one of you heard about it? I actually presented the transformers in Indonesia. So the first part for the theoretical that you have to consider in optimizing your health information system is, of course, the target or the target user. So that's for the letter T. Of course, we must know what we wanted before we adopt those systems. Why we choose the electronic medical records of OpenMRS and DHIS2. First, for the OpenMRS, we want the patient level data, and then for the DHIS2, we want the aggregation, or so we can easily collect or manipulate those data and use for the efficiency also. So from the medical records used to be in the paper base, like here in the Philippines, the transformation shifting to the electronic medical record, it's not an easy task. So from this picture, you can see that we don't let computers mess up for your records. We do it by hand. So usually the adoption is a bit difficult. From OpenMRS, like they started from writing, and then there's suddenly this OpenMRS, CHIS OpenMRS being taught at the local health center. So there's been some adjustments, and then we must know what the users really need. So for the local health center, they need the patient data, but for those in the upper level or for the authority, like in PhilHealth, they wanted to know how many patients are hypertensive, how many patients are taking this medication, for example, or other stuff. So from this pile of papers, using the electronization, then it will be much easier. So aside from the target, of course, there's the researcher. You need to know what are you analyze first the situation of the settings in the community. For example, I want to share, like, in the history of sheets, it's actually not intended first for the community health, but rather for the child health information tracking. But then they realized that the child health injury tracking tracking system is not what the people need. So after realizing it, then they shifted and find that the community health information, community health is much more needed by the community. So this is Dr. Alvin Marcelo and Dr. Helman Tolentino who started the DHIS. So of course, the administration, maybe I will not, networking, of course, it's an important task to optimize the health information system, like in this AeHIN. So, Aliyah. So stakeholders, suppliers, and of course, the local community, the participation is also, must be also included. The funds, like in field health, World Health Organization. I'll just skip this first because I was only given 30 minutes. Regulation, then monitoring and evaluation. Of course, we shouldn't be obsessed with the inputs or the data, but we'd rather know the impact as according to those saying that better information, better decision, better health. So it's really the patient's health status that should be our concern, and not focus much on the graphs only, but more on how we can help utilize those data. And ethical legal, of course. And then reformation. So I think you're already familiar with the diffusion of innovation, most of you. So for the diffusion of innovation, like when you're integrating the OpenMRS to DHIS, and also when you're introducing a system like DHIS or any system, we first know who are your champions and then identify those who can help. And of course, focus also on the laggards because they're the one who's more critical in making what you wanted for your e-health application to be successful. And then the quarters change management framework, increase urgency, like why we're doing the integration. Is it really necessary or something? So, and then after creating your system from the DHIS2 to sending the data from, for example, from OpenMRS to DHIS, there should be a team to make it, and then you inform all those, engage the full organization, like stakeholders that I mentioned a while ago, and then you must realize the wins or the importance of the benefits of using it, and then make it stick. So, standardization, of course. So that's just for the transformers parts for the theoretical. But I'd rather more focus on more on the practical part, on how we can integrate the OpenMRS to DHIS2. I think most people are waiting for that part. So for that part, I listed this Optimus. Anyone who know Optimus? Optimus is of course one of the Transformers robots. So the Optimus, O stands for OMOD. OMOD is it's sort of an installer of, or a module from an OpenMRS, wherein for example Bob Choris, he made this DHIS2 reporting module, and using this OMOD or this reporting module, the mechanism for the transfer of data from OpenMRS to DHIS2 would be made. And then there are different kind of OMODs, like OMODs for this particular health programs, but it's focused first on the DHIS2 reporting module. Then P for person versus population. Person, I want to emphasize that person is for the OpenMRS, since it's what it's using, and population is more of the DHIS. Then target into template. When we want to create the reports for the DHIS. Of course, there's been some sort of report design or report template that you want to make first, and I'll discuss it more, demonstrate it more. And then interoperability. Just to differentiate interoperability from integration is that when you integrate, you sort of are interoperable. You sort of connect each other, but you must bear in mind that the systems when you say interoperable is that they can exist without the other, but they can operate together to make their functions easier. Like you can pass, of course, the data from OpenMRS and then to the DHIS2 without removing or altering the functions from the other. So, of course, mapping. This is one of the steps that you need to do, and in order to come up with the proper semantic integration from the different systems. You map the concepts. For example, your concept for hypertension, here is history of hypertension, but in the other it's different. People with hypertension or count of people with hypertension. So you need first to analyze what are the exact data elements that you need to gather from your data warehouse, and then this unique ID in the DHIS2, of course in the OpenMRS2, but unique in the sense that you should have a set of unique person ID, and of course the unique location or unique organizational units. Because if you're passing from the OpenMRS A and then OpenMRS B and send it to the server of, for example, PhilHealth DHIS, then how would the main DHIS know which server or which location pass this parameter or this value? So it needs first to be considered. Like in the Philippines, we have the code from the PhilHealth code for organization unit is also adapting to the Ministry of Health or the Department of Health to make sure that all the organizational units in the Philippines would be included. And then this short for SMX HD, it's messaging format. It's a standard to transfer the aggregate data from your patient level data. If the standard usually for message transfer for individual data of patient data is HL7, then for the DHIS or for the aggregate part, it's SMX HD. Statistical data and metadata exchange for health domain. So that's for the theoretical part or something. And now I'd like to share to demonstrate how to transfer data from your OpenMRS to the DHIS. However, actually, my technical difficulty a while ago is because my other laptop it cannot connect well to WebEx, so I'm not sure if I could just use webcam to share it, or maybe Skype, but it would be more hassle. So Ali, okay, Ali. Ali.
Yes.
Yes. Ali, can I just want to know if I could display my other laptop well, and I just demonstrate using the other one.
Okay. So click the view. You can see your laptop.
Or if you want Skype, or maybe it would be more hassle.
I don't think we
will
still have the time to have everyone log into Skype, but we can still see your screen. Maybe you can move it more
closer,
near, or you can move it closer to the webcam.
Yes, sir.
Does Christine have 2 accounts in WebEx? She can project the other account if she has 2 laptops.
Tim, can you still can you log in? I think what Dr. Alvin is saying.
The other laptop to WebEx also.
Okay. Yes. Can you connect that laptop to WebEx also?
I'm trying this a while ago, but I have some technical difficulties here. So the problem is I'm not at the office.
Can you do it on your laptop on this one? No?
I have to set up everything. I mean, I have to change the database, and yes,
Yes. Then I think it would be also another opportunity for maybe we could also extend this discussion in another AeHIN hour. So we could have a dedicated session really for the technical stuff, really show how it works and move along with it. But so far this has been a very, very good session for every one of us. I think we could, if we could still move on with the presentation via the actual DHIS2 portal. Maybe we could accommodate some of the questions. Bob, he said that we don't actually use SDMX HD underneath, but something very closely inspired with it. Bob, Julius, can you elaborate on this? I'm with you. Hello, Bob? There, go ahead, Bob. Maybe you could ask your question directly to the screen.
I wasn't actually asking a question. I was just pointing out that, strictly speaking, we're not using SDMX HD. We're using an XML format, which is very similar to SDMX HD for the data values, which are. We could actually change the module to use an SDMX HD data value set. For the moment, there doesn't seem to be a great requirement to do that.
Are you trying to show us chips?
It would take some time to set up. So if you could actually see it from the other laptop, but I think it might be not clear because the specs is more on the other side.
But a while ago, Bob is sharing that you're not using SDMX HD. Can you share more on how you did this in chip translation to chip data translation to OpenMRS to SDMX HD?
Hello, is my microphone still on? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, from the perspective of the user, as I'm sure Christine is going to show you shortly, from the perspective of the user, it doesn't make any difference. STMX HD is the sort of low-level format that's used for the exchange of data. And seeing how this exchange is just between two systems, it was actually easier to just use the native format of DHIS2. Now the native format of DHIS2 in fact is quite closely inspired by our work on STMX HD. In fact, I was one of the editors on the STMX HD standards. I know STMX HD very well. I think it inspired all of these efforts, but we're not actually following it to the level. Is Christine swapping her laptop over?
I think stop sharing the screen. I think it's working on her presentation. So then,
Yes.
how much could we add in that discussion, having said that?
How much should we add for? Hello?
Hello? Yes.
Hello. Actually, I'd like to demonstrate more on the how, or the steps on doing the submission from OpenMRS to DHIS2. But I'm not sure, do we still have time for...
On my time, we still have 10 minutes to work on that. For the meantime, are there any more questions or comments in the presentation that Christine had? Maybe you could also share how you're doing the translation in your own country, or your experience in working on it. But so far, Tin, as we are still waiting for the responses, what are there any obstacles that you encountered in doing the translation?
Yes. Actually, one of the hardest part, I think, is more on the mapping. Sometimes the exact indicator needed by the DHIS2 or for that institution using DHIS2 is not entirely, I mean, you need to derive first the different components before you can come up to that data element needed by the institution. So there's been a lot, instead of just saying select, or I mean the queries would be much different if it's not direct. I mean, you have to consider different data elements or different concepts first before you could finally reflect that concept to what the institution is asking.
So, Dr. Atherton, this is explaining the difficult parts on translating OpenMRS to DHIS2, and she said that it's about mapping the concepts, right? Yes. Mapping the concepts that are needed to integrate for DHIS2. There's a question here from Chen.
I think aside from
integrate OpenMRS data to DHIS2, time will. Yes.
If you could commit full time for the integration and the values are almost entirely reflective of each other, then within a week maybe you could do that. And of course, if you could have the proper guidance, because in our part before, actually they guided us that when you're doing it in your database, for example, in our CHIS OpenMRS, the location ID is blank in some OBS, and we didn't know, I didn't know at first that it needs to be filled up. The location underscore ID is blank in my database, but in their database it has a value. So it's more of setting up your database to conform with what is, for example, the location table. If location table, for example, in OpenMRS, are you familiar or are you aware of the structure of the database in OpenMRS? Maybe for your
go ahead.
So for that location, there's the location name that needs to be filled up, and that name should be exactly congruent. For example, the name is 12345 for that local health center, because usually the name we would put is local health, for example, Bagong Bayan Health Center. But instead of naming that as Bagong Bayan Health Center, the name should be exactly the same as what is the code being used for the organizational unit in DHIS2. So if in the DHIS2, that organizational unit is coded with 12345, then the name for the OpenMRS of that location table is 12345, not the Bagong Bayan Health Center. So there's been some sort of confusion on my part while doing it at first. And then some parts of identifying the location table and then replacing it with the value in the location ID of that OBS in the OpenMRS.
So there's another question here from Fatima. She's asking about the technical specs of the translation. Fatima, I will unmute you so you can ask your question directly.
Hello. Can you give the technical guideline of transferring? Yeah, the question is there.
It's actually using XML. There's the OMOD, or the module DHIS2 reporting module made by Bob Jolliffe and others, and he's actually sharing it with nationwide. And based on that OMOD, if I could demonstrate it, you could upload that file in your OpenMRS, upgrade in the administration module, then upgrade add module, and then there would be links where you could import your XML file. The XML file would be the one who will determine the report template of what you need. There's been some steps to do the XML that I'll actually demonstrate. And then based on that, by clicking post to DHIS and setting up the configuration, like what is the URL of this DHIS, your account, username, and then your password, then you can submit that value from your OpenMRS, the number of values from your OpenMRS to the DHIS2.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks on that. I think there's a discussion here in our chat box. We would like to extend to our more other listeners in our meeting room. Bob, can you discuss more on the problem statement on how to integrate OpenMRS data into DHIS2?
I suppose I was just throwing in a word of caution, because there are so many people we come across who say they want to integrate OpenMRS and DHIS2. It's become almost an end in itself. People have rarely figured out why they want to do it or what kind of data they want to integrate. They just want to somehow integrate the data, because integrating systems is it's almost like a self-evident good thing. I think Alvin is correct in what he's pointed out in the chat there. The starting point in the Philippines was a standard monthly report. And so the focus of the integration is about how can we facilitate or make more efficient or make more accurate or make easier the reporting of that standard report. I think that's the correct way to go. I'd advise anybody else who is looking at this question of integration, just not to think of computer systems and softwares and systems to start with. Start off with thinking about, well, what is it that you actually want to do? And then look at, well, do you have aspects of what you want to do in one program, for example, in OpenMRS? Is there a way which you can integrate the two in order to reach the people that you want to reach? Not just integrate them for the sake of integrating. Yeah, I've had that.
Okay, thank you. I think I also would like to hear responses of Dr. Alvin on this and Dr. Zakir. Dr. Alvin, do you have a mic? Or maybe Dr. Zakir? Hello, Dr. Zakir. Could you extend your discussion in the chat and talk to our listeners? Hello, Dr. Zakir. So what they're discussing a while ago is tending to lose the focus, and it's about health insurance reimbursement. Dr. Alvin said that the health insurance reimbursement is a strong incentive for using this for doing this translation. The clinics use the template, set it up, and submit to Telehealth, and then they get their reimbursement. Same for Forum 1.
Hello.
Anything to add more, Lynn?
Yes, Patty. Since I think most of the participants are also busy and would like at least to know how the CHIS OpenMRS, of how our CHIS OpenMRS was able to pass values to PhilHealth DHIS, at least for the test server. Then I think I'll just show them the screenshots of the user guide, so I could explain it a little, if it's okay with the participants,
Yes,
in case they're not available for the next session.
Yes, we still have.
Yeah. Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can see the screen. We still have 5 minutes to work on this.
Okay. So from the start, of course, you need to have your OMOD, the DHIS2 reporting module, and then you go click the admin from your localhost 888 OpenMRS. You click the administration, then click the manage modules, and then from there you upload, right? And we add OMOD upload, then upload the DHIS report snapshot OMOD. And then it would be part of your OpenMRS list of modules. So it's there, DHIS2 reporting module. And then once you loaded the DHIS2 reporting module, you can see from the administration tab, when you click it, there's the manage modules in the DHIS2 reporting module section. And then from there, you could have this view. Can you see the DHIS2 reporting module action and links?
Yes,
Right?
please.
Yes. So there are three sections: the import, configure, and then reports. For the import, that's where you would feed your XML file. I'll discuss more. And then the configure DHIS2 connection is more of your URL and then accounts for the DHIS. And then the report is what are the values to be submitted or to be posted to the DHIS. Okay. So, for example, the XML file you've made is the templates underscore Philippines or A4 or A2. Then just from the manage module of the DHIS2 reporting module, then you could click the link for the report and then click import report definition, then template Philippines, then click save, and then it would automatically be added to the reports. And then you set up your configuration for your URL. For example, your Philippines DHIS2, and then your account and then password. And then after you set up, you're already done with importing your XML. You've done already the configuration for the DHIS2. You could now proceed to your PCB, or for example, the reports from the XML is actually named PCB Form A2. Then it would be displayed under the reports, the last action in the link, the last action in that DHIS reporting module. And then after that, because you've set I mentioned a while ago that your database for the location table should have the name of exactly what is the code in the DHIS2. And since the code for the Philippines is PHP000 in the PhilHealth, for example, DHIS, and then so I would name from that server is the exact organizational unit. Location name is PHP same. So and then I'll write for the date 2012-04-03, and then you could have selection of preview or host to the DHIS. Preview will do nothing. It will just feed you something. It will just display. So what I mentioned a while ago is that you should not have this kind of location, unknown location or default, because it means that it's possibly not reflected, it's not symmetrical to what is in your DHIS. So if you encounter this problem, you need to change or to update that table location, and then report to the DHIS. You click link. Instead of preview, you could click post to the DHIS. And if your configuration or if you're set up for the URL in DHIS, or your username or password doesn't match to that DHIS server, then there would be this kind of error that you'd experience. So you need to be careful in setting up your configuration. And if you're able to finally make the right steps of posting to DHIS, then yes, I can send it to you. Then you could make this you could see the success, imports completed successfully. Imports 1, because I only have one data element in that XML, test XML. And then updates is 0, ignore 0. Note that it's very important that you know that it's from the number is from the imports or updates. It's non-zero. Because if the import is 0 or the update has 0 and the ignores is, for example, 10 or the number of, meaning then that you failed submitting the value from your OpenMRS to the DHIS. So far from what I experienced, it's always, at least for me, it's always assured. I'm always assured that it will be passed the imports or updates is not zero. The first submission or post to the HIS click, it would be for the imports, and then the next time the imports would no longer be zero, but of course the update. So you can be sure also that that it would just update that value. There would be no redundancy in what you're submitting in case you entered wrong values. And then, for the next time, it updates already. So that's for the overview of the entire steps. If you want more specific, yeah, this for the UI. Of course, you log into your DHIS. So we still have enough time, or so go to your service. Go to your service, and then it will show reports.
Okay. There are a lot of things. Yes, please.
Lot of questions. Hello? Encoding data in the field is exactly the same with the supply chain.
I think there are, hello, Tim. I noted in our chat box that there is another discussion there on how you're going to do the translation, but I think we are very excited on this topic. We could extend this discussion in our next AeHIN Hour, because there are a lot of contributions and knowledge sharing that is happening in our chat box that we would like to capture and share with everybody. This session has been so exciting, so cool with the messages that I am seeing in our chat box, and those that are being sent privately. Tim, will you allow me to share this DHIS2 module, this document that you are presenting to our participants in this AeHIN Hour?
Yes. Actually, I think for the demonstration, 30 minutes. Yeah. I think for the demonstration,
participants are asking if you could share this with them.
Sure. Actually, you could get the link. Hello. Yes. Hello. Yeah.
I hope.
I share the link. I send it to the chat.
Or there are still many participants that are chatting their questions to her. Then can you answer that request?
What's the question?
Could you share this document that you are showing to us?
Sure. It's actually just viewable with the link. You can view it. I could also send that document.
There. Okay.
Yes. Aside from that, it's actually there's more time because it's, I think, 30 minutes for the demonstration, and for the theoretical is not enough. So if you want more technical, to be more technical, then I could explain it next time, or if you have time today or something.
Yes.
So I could share.
Yes,
I could share with you the exact experience.
Yes, I think we are ready and happy to have another session on this. Yeah, we are ready to have another session on this because of the many questions and a lot of discussions and questions in our chat box Right. This has been a very fruitful session with a lot of knowledge sharing. We are ready to end this session because I know that there are still a lot of meetings around and people are going and a lot of stuff to do. But before we end, I would like again to remind everyone to please visit their email, and I will be sending an email regarding the resources that they would like to share with you, plus the evaluation form that you should accomplish so that you'll be able to improve this session. So again, thank you very much from the countries who attended. We have participants from China, Indonesia, Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, in India, and I think Dr. Raymond Sarmiento from the National Library of Medicine. Okay, so thank you very much. I hope you could open your webcam for the short photo taking before we end our AeHIN Hour. So, could you please open your cameras for our tradition of ending this session? Again, our regular attendee, Fatima from Bangladesh, Miss Emmy, Bob, and Chenli. Okay, I'm gonna click that. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, smile. Thank you on that. Wait, I'm going to check if I was able to capture that. Thank you very much for coming in our session. We will have more of this in the coming weeks. So I hope that you will visit your email after this. So thank you very much. Bye. Thank you very much, Phil.
Thank you,
Thanks, Chen.